What up, channel? It's Foreplayy, and this is Yemen Hardpoint. I wanted to explain what happened in the video real quick. The reason that this video is starting at 2 minutes in is because I had problems in the theater a little bit, and I didn't want to just disregard this gameplay because it was one of the last ones I had, and I really wanted to put out this topic about branding yourself as a player as well as branding your image or your team's image, because this is really important. And I don't know if other people have talked about this in commentaries, but if they have, then yeah, I'm copying the idea. But if they haven't, then this is something you need to pay attention to, and a lot of people have different opinions on this. So first and foremost, branding yourself as an individual starts at the root, and that's you as a gamer and you as a person. Well, we'll first say you as a person. So most of you guys are brought up not to like curse and not to disrespect other people. However, it is the internet, and that happens every day on a daily basis. Some of you guys really don't care, and there's definitely a lot of pros out there that don't care either. So going into this, I'm not going to tell you how to act, but I'm going to tell you how I think you should act to maintain sponsors, to make sponsors happy, etc. And then branding yourself as a player. So branding yourself as a player starts with your performance. You need to try your hardest to become the best player you can be and develop a name for yourself, because once you develop that name for yourself, whether it's best objective in the game, best support player, best slayer, best team player, best or smartest player, best shot, there's so many different things that can be like branded to you as an individual. A lot of you guys know that there's so many good powerhouse slayers. A lot of you guys know me as a team player, and definitely like I don't want to say the clutchest, but I'm definitely pretty clutch whether it comes to search and destroy and stuff like that. A lot of you guys know other players for just certain different things, you know, like a lot of people like Rambo's really smart, Proofy's got a really good shot, Scump has a really good shot. There's other players that are really good at CTF objective, like Moho, Sharp used to be, I don't know what he does now, but you can brand that title around you from your performance, and you do so by just constantly performing, getting on a top team, or not a top team, but slowly working your way up the ladder to get on that top team, building your name up. Because if you have a dirty shot, you constantly drop bombs, and you're a slayer, then you're gonna obviously get picked up. It happens all the time. Slayers get picked up through, and it's kind of like a ladder system, to be honest. Like there's like a ladder. You climb the ladder. You start at a bottom, like not so good team. The chemistry doesn't work out, and then that same player, let's say you're player X. Player X gets picked up by a better version of a bad team, and then a better version of that bad team, and then it keeps going up until you're on like a top AM team, and then you're on a pro or a semi-pro, like a team that placed pro once, maybe an event, and then all of a sudden they place pro again. And a lot of that comes down to branding yourself as a player and then staying consistent. So that's another thing. You got to be really consistent in your gameplay, and then you got to develop a good social media status. And that means like developing a Twitter. Get a Twitter account, be active on it, but don't just use it for like talking shit. A lot of people have Twitter accounts and they just talk shit to each other. Sorry for my language, but they'll just get on there and say, hey, you're this and that and this and that, when you could be using it for other things. If you guys follow me on Twitter, you guys know I'm all about motivational stuff, and that's not me being fake, you know. I'm not like waking up Googling sweet quotes or whatever, you know. It's just stuff I think about because I have so much time to think. Like whether I'm at the gym with my headphones in, I'm constantly thinking about videos I should be doing, what I should be doing, because I hate wasting time, you know what I mean. I'm one of the most I don't want to say motivational or inspirational people you'll meet, but if you guys ever get a chance to meet me, you'll know that I'm constantly wanting to do something and do something more, because I feel there's so much for us to accomplish at once. And it got to a point where I hated sleeping, you know, and that's been my image. That image is branded onto me. I don't know how many people tell me I'm their idol, and do I want to be their idol? That's awesome to hear all of you say that, you know, like, but to be honest, the Foreplayy gang is what I care about. Like the biggest thing that branded on me was the Foreplayy gang, because you guys are individuals that want to get better, and you guys want to achieve, if not pro status, then just so much greatness in your life, and I want to see that happen, you know. So you guys definitely have my support. And anyway, let's get back on topic. But branding yourself, create a Twitter, create a YouTube. Find the things that you love and don't force it. Don't be unnatural with it. If you want to do YouTube commentaries, then start. I was horrible when I started, in my opinion. I was atrocious at commentaries, and all I knew what to talk about was winning. So I would say, hey, just do this to win, do this to win. And I didn't know how to get on here and talk natural. And now I slowly got better to where I get on to you and talk to you guys like you're one of the bros, dude. Like, I talk to you guys like bros, you know, and that's just how I am now. And not only that, but outside of branding yourself on YouTube and Twitter, you also need to go out there and find sponsors. And I say this because nobody is tapping the resources to do this. And this is what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you a little secret, and this is something that you need to know. I don't care if you're on the worst amateur team in the game. And it's all about how you talk to people, not how good you are. And I want you to pay attention to that. It's how you talk to people. And I'm saying that because I've seen some of the worst players, I'm not going to call anybody out, land the biggest sponsors for no reason. And it's not because of their performance in game, it's just because how they talk to them. You use the Call of Duty community as a whole and you explain what gaming is. Let's say you're having trouble approaching a sponsor for your team and you don't know how to land it, and then we'll get into how you obtain it. But you use the Call of Duty's number as a whole. Use how many people bought the game. Use how many people show up to MLG events. Say this is what you're trying to get to. How many people will see you on a live stream wearing their t-shirt, using their product, and stuff like that. Use everything as a whole. And when they say, hey, how many subscribers do you have? That's where you could come into some trouble. But slowly build your brands up. It's not going to happen overnight, obviously. You know, I didn't get my subscribers overnight, which I wish I had more, but yeah, it's not going to happen like that, and that's fine. You should understand that. But I will say this. Once you get those, make sure that you maintain your image really well. You don't want to throw that away. I've seen so many people throw away their images because they get all emotional on Twitter and start posting some emotional weird stuff that doesn't even matter, you know? And, like, it's cool to vent, you know, because everyone wants to vent. And some people will quote, like, song lyrics, and people will think that they're, like venting or suicidal and stuff like that. But try to act cordial and professional with everyone you meet, you know? Like, that's the biggest thing that I try to do, is give everyone the time of the day. And that's going back to the Foreplay gang, because I feel that I started at the same place you guys are, and people tend to forget that we all started as amateurs, you know what I mean? Or we all started as someone trying to get to the top, and it happens, and that's just the way it is. So basically, that's it. That's branding yourself as a player. That's branding your image and your team's image. There's a lot more I could talk about. I don't think I'd have time to get into it. But if you want me to go deeper on the subject, then I could definitely do a part 2. That's something I'd want to do. But use that reference. And when I said go after sponsors, let me explain to you how to do that. There's millions of companies. There's so many companies that want to brand their image, and if it makes sense to gaming, like, for example, a product like Gamma Labs to me meant a lot to me. Gamma Labs meant a lot to me because it was about fitness, something I loved, and then they showed me how much they cared about our community by creating a product for gamers that was a healthy alternative to energy drinks, and I was like, that is so sweet. And I thought that was a cool thing, so I stuck behind them, and now I'm loving it, you know what I mean? I'm definitely a part of Gamma, hopefully for a long time. So anyway, I hope that you guys liked this video, and I hope that it helped you. This is Foreplay from the Foreplay gang on my new team. The name will be released soon, I promise. I always say that. But either way, take care, guys, and hopefully I get another video out later today. Peace. What's up, Foreplay gang? I hope that you guys liked that video. That was definitely something I wanted to do for a long time. It feels so good to finally get that out, branding yourself or your team. Hopefully you get an insight to how I feel on that. So anyway, you guys know the drill. Video in the top left, video in the top right. Definitely check those out. I put some questions from you up there just because I figured that kind of relates to this series. A lot of people are asking me that. Keep dominating your game. Thank you so much for the support you continue to give me. I'm out.